G'day, everyone, and welcome back to the Aussie Sports Show. Today, Liam and I are doing something a little bit different. We're going to be predicting our top 10 players in 5 years' time, or as it is, top 10 players in 2026. This list will only consist of current players, not players who aren't drafted yet, such as the likes of Dacos or Jason Horn. I think we have about 4 or 5 stat categories per person based on their stats from this year. And we'll take it in turns from 10 to 1 of who we think the top 10 players are going to be in 2026. Beginning with Liam, please.
Coming in at number 10, we have from the Carlton Footy Club, Jacob Wiedering. He's on the rise, so his averages this year, he averaged the 16.4 touches per game, about the 7 marks per game. He 3 intercept marks. He had 8 spoils, and he also had about 1.5 tackles per game. So very elite. He's becoming one of the very elite defenders of the AFL. I believe many people believe he got snubbed with your Australian team. I believe he was there, but no doubt I reckon next year, I think with the rise Kartner on, he can develop his game even more and make the Australian team. So I believe in 5 years' time, he will fit nice and snugly into the top 10 players of the competition.
In at number 9, we had fan favourite, but quickly emerging absolute superstar of the competition, which pains me to say it, in Bayley Smith of the Western Bulldogs. At the time, he will be 25. So it's a bit strange to think that he's already emerging himself as a superstar at the age of 20. But quite frankly, at least I think he is, and I think you do as well. This year, he had the 23 disposals a game, almost 1 goal per game, 429 meters gained per game, which is up in the elite category, 4 marks and 4 tackles. So he's a bit of an all-around player. He's an absolute beast of a runner. And I can see him slotting very nicely in that Bulldogs side for the next 5 years to take him into 9th on our top 10.
So coming in at number 8 from the Essendon Football Club, we have Darcy Parish, very emerging as one of the best players in the comp. He averaged 30 touches per goal per game. This year he averaged 0.4 goals per game. There we go. He averaged the 7.5 clearances per game. He averaged the 4 marks per game and the 4 tackles per game. So he is becoming one of the absolute elite midfielders of the comp. He won all 4 medals of the special games they played this year. That's the Anzac, the Aboriginal, the country game, and I believe there's one other, but I can't remember off the top of my head. He's just absolutely elite, and I think no doubt in 5 years' time, when he's 29, I believe, he's going to be an absolute superstar of the comp. That he is already, and he's going to be leading the Essendon midfield for the next few years to come.
In at number 7, we had the Gold Coast Suns. Big forward in Ben King. A little bit unlucky to be on the Suns. He has a hell of a lot of potential. If he had a winning midfield that could deliver him the ball on an elite level on more than 2 or 3 occasions a game, he would average probably 4 goals a game, I reckon. This year, he averaged 2 goals a game, 4 marks, 2 marks inside 50. He's turning himself into one of the best, if not the best, young forward in the league. I do rate him more than his brother at the current moment. And that's basically what this is based on, the current moment. But I do think Max could probably leapfrog Ben eventually. But for the sake of it, based on what we've seen so far, I think Ben will be 7th in 5 years' time.
Coming in at 6, we have Tim Taranto from GWS. This year, he averaged the 26.5 touches per game, averaged the 4.5 clearances per game, 385 meters per game. He averaged the 0.5 goals per game, and he also averaged the 5.5 tackles. He's, again, like every bloke on this list, he's becoming elite. He's only 23 years old, so he'll be 28 years, in 5 years' time, and he's going to be part of the probably GWS rebuild that we both predicted on our season review that they've got probably 1 year left on trying to contend, and I feel like it's going to be a reboot mode like they did when they first came into the comp. And he's just one of the backbone of the GWS midfield. He is getting the ball, he's tackling, he's a tackling machine, and yeah, I can't wait to see what he has to offer in the next 5 years' time. He's one of my favorite players in the comp. I won't lie, I love watching him play, and yeah, over the next 5 years, I'm going to keep enjoying watching this bloke play.
In at number 5 is personally my favorite player in the competition, and that is Christian Petracca of the Melbourne Demons currently. He's 25 years old, so come 2026, he will be 30. And I'll take you through his stats. So this season, he averaged the 29 disposals, just over a goal, 4 tackles, 6 and a bit clearances. A top 5 midfielder in the game, right? He's probably cemented himself as that now, surely. He's still got an elite upside. You look at his body and he looks like his physical peak, but he's not the physical age for peak. So I probably can see him being number 1 if he really pushes, but personally, I think he'll slide very nicely in at the number 5 spot.
At number 4, we have probably the best player in the competition at the moment at Marcus Bontempelli. What a star this bloke is. He averages the 26.5 touches per game, just over the 1 goal per game. He averages the 5 clearances, 4 marks, and he also averages the 5 tackles too. He's absolutely elite. If the Dogs won the grand final this year, he would have been the North medalist, no doubt. Unluckily not to win the Brower. He got pushed that poor last round. He got snubbed by Ollie Lyons, but he is going to be at 30 years old. He's still going to be up there with one of the best players in the comp. Along with the likes of Petracca. Right now, they're absolute stars of the game. In 5 years' time, they're going to the Bulldogs and the D's. They're going to see some great success over the next 5 years, and they're going to be led by these two blokes, Marcus Bontempelli. So yeah, he's one of the most exciting players in the comp. He can do it all. He sneaks up, he gets miraculous goals, and he's just an absolute tank in the midfield. And I love watching this bloke play. So over the next 5 years, no doubt he's going to be top 5 in the league, still at 30 years old.
In at number 3, we have the third 30-year-old in a row. That was a bit of a tongue twister. In Jack Steele of currently the St Kilda Footy Club. You talked about a tackling machine with Taranto, but I think Jack Steele is probably the single-handed best tackler in the league. I'll take you through his other stats. So he's a two-way player. He's elite. 29 disposals a game, half a goal a game, 8 tackles. What else? 6 clearances, 5 inside 50s, and he's only 25 at the moment. He's still got a lot of potential. He hasn't played a heck of a lot of AFL footy. He's played a fair bit. Obviously, coming from the Giants, he didn't get really much of a chance, but transitioned to the Saints, and he's blossomed into easily a top 10 player in the league at the moment, probably top 5, depending on who you ask. And I think he'll stay that way in 5 years, sliding into number 3.
In at number 2, we have again from the Melbourne Football Club, Clayton Oliver, another absolute superstar. So he averaged 31.5 touches per game this year. He averaged a half a goal. He averaged a 7.5 clearances, absolutely elite. The 3.5 marks and the 5 tackles a game. Him and Petracca are the absolute bulls of the Melbourne midfield, and that is one of the reasons why they won the flag this year. I believe he came third in the Brown off the top of my head. I had him as the winner from our season award prediction. So yeah, he's going to be absolute superstar. He's only 29 years old, and obviously 1 year below Petracca and the Bont and Steele. So he's in the absolute peak of his prime. I think the D is going to go on a bit of a dynasty here, led by him and Petracca. So again, in 5 years' time, I no doubt he's going to be top 5, and I think he slots in perfectly at the number 2 position behind, unarguably, the best bloke who we see in 5 years' time.
If you haven't figured it out by now, you're probably living under a rock. Sam Walsh of the Carlton Footy Club is coming in at our number one position for the top 10 players in the league in 2026. Talk about young superstars. He'll be 26 at the time. He's 21 and 3 months at the time we're recording this video. Just under 30 disposals a game, half a goal, which he improved this year on his goals, his total goals. So there's no reason why he can't keep doing that. 4.5 tackles, 5 clearances. He is beyond an elite talent. At 21 years of age, just his third season. I can't, unless he gets for NBA fans, a Derrick Rose type injury, I cannot see him falling off the map that hard between now and 2026.
Yeah, very good. I believe Sam Walsh, he's the best player under 21 at the moment, and no doubt when he enters his prime, people can say his prime now, he's only 21 years old, but I feel like when he enters his prime, he's going to be absolutely elite. He's going to win Brownlows on end, best and fairest on end, and maybe even Carlton fans, or you're hoping maybe even some premiership success. But we never know, because that's Carlton. We don't know what they're going to do. But yeah, no doubt Sam Walsh is going to be the best player in 5 years' time through my eyes.
All right, I think that just about does it. So thank you all for watching. Let us know if you would change anything in our top 10 players in 5 years' time. Otherwise, we will catch you next Friday for AFL Fanatics, or Monday and Wednesday. Check out our NBA and cricket videos too. So see you then.
See ya.